Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another ranking. So I'm actually filming two rankings today, and this is going to be for Oden's Eye Cosmetics. So I have quite a few Oden's Eye eyeshadow palettes, really enjoy the formula and the brand in general. So I'm going to try to rank them. If you're not new here, you know that rankings are very hard for me, but it is, a challenge I put to myself to do a ranking for every brand that I have multiple palettes from this month, and today is going to be Oden's Eye. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup, and I particularly love indie makeup and high-end makeup. Indie makeup as in Oden's Eye, you'll see that today. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it trying a new and reviewing a new product, like the Eaze palettes I'm wearing today, or using things that I know and love, like some of the other products on my face. So I have new videos every week. Especially right now, should have something almost every day, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so today we are ranking Oden's Eye. I have 10 Oden's Eye palettes. I've bought all of these with my own money. I am not lucky enough to be on their PR list yet, so I bought all of these myself. I don't own all of their eyeshadow palettes, obviously. I didn't buy the new Christmas ones that just came out. They didn't speak to me. And I didn't buy some of the other stuff they came out with this year. It just hasn't really spoken to me that much, but I do have some of their new palettes from this year and some of their old palettes, and excited to see where these things end up in my ranking. If you're interested in the makeup I'm wearing, I did film this video. I'm not sure when things are going up. I'm trying to pre-film a bunch because I have so many videos planned for December, but I am wearing my Pat McGrath foundation in the middle of my face, a little bit of Haus Labs concealer, and then a bunch of Victoria Beckham products. So bronzer, contour, blush, highlight are all Victoria Beckham. And then my eyeshadow is a combination of all three Eaze eyeshadow palettes. So I used the cool tone mattes and shimmers, and then topped it with one of the green iridescent shade. This is the second time using these Eaze palettes. Really, really happy I bought them. Also very happy that I only paid $150 for all three. Which is a lot of money. I understand that's a lot of money, but when each one of them retails for around $100, it's really nice. And I've wanted them for a while, so seeing them at such a discount, I was just like, nope, we're doing it. And then for my lips, it's actually a combination. So I have a little bit of the Violet Bisou Balm, which is a sheer matte lipstick, gives kind of a tint to the lips. I had that on, but it was pulling a little pink, so I topped it with my YSL Candy Glaze in Scenic Brown, and I really like this combination. I will be wearing this lip combo again because the matte tint with the shiny gloss over, you've got a little red, a little of the brown. I really like this. Okay, so now into the ranking. Also, just disclaimer, I like all of these. I don't think any of them are at risk of being decluttered right now. We'll see when I film my declutter. Which I just filmed the intro to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll declutter any of these, but we'll see. But it's less about formula issues. Like, I feel like the formulas in these are all good to great. It's more like which one has the great formula and color story, and what I'm actually interested in using is kind of how I did the ranking. Okay, so number 10, I almost said number 1. The first palette, number 10, is gonna go to the Norns eyeshadow palette. This was the first eyeshadow palette I bought from Oden's Eye. It has their old format and old formula. They did just come out with a revamped version of this where it matches the new ones with the different pan shape, and I think they updated the formula. This is the one that might get decluttered. I hold on to it for these bottom shades because they're really beautiful, but I do think I probably have similar shades in other palettes. It is really pretty. This Pink Chameleon iridescent duochrome multi-chrome shade is really pretty, but mine does have a bunch of hard pan. This Green Chameleon shade is also really pretty, but I do feel like I have a lot like that. And then it's just you've got colorful black, but it's not as sparkly. This is also a few years old. I feel like the one light matte is gray, which is not something I'm gonna reach for. So I really have kept this. I've done some pretty looks with this silver and this green and like these shades up here, but I really just keep it for these, and I haven't grabbed it for a while, which is why it's at the bottom. but I love the theme. I love the artwork. I am a mythology nerd. On top, like before I went into biological anthropology and comparative anatomy, I was contemplating getting a master's in folklore studies. I really like mythology, but then I was like, no, I think I want to spend most of my time in the lab staring at bones and running statistics, apparently. So, I really love mythology, world mythologies. I know, so a lot of, not these books, but I have a third bookshelf that has like half mythology books, and folklore. So I do love this as a palette and a color story. There's a few tweaks that I would make. But yeah, it's a little old and I really only keep it for those sparkly shades. So we'll see, but this is last place for those reasons. It's the most I've talked about one of these in a while. Okay, coming in next at 9th place, and I feel a little bad putting this here, but it is gonna be the Hella palette from Oden's Eye and with Angelica Nyquist. So this is her first collaboration. She just did the Hella 2 like Halloween ones. I did not pick those up. I was intrigued by one of them, but I was just like, no, I don't need it. I do really like this palette. It's very green, which is blue and green are my two favorite colors as far as like wearing something colorful. And these are really nice greens. I don't really like these pinks. I don't really use them. What I tend to grab, and I have similar greens and other things, so what I tend to grab this for is this bottom row. I don't have anything quite like these. So that's what I grab it for. I don't really grab it for, I don't like the pinks at all, and I don't really grab it for the greens as much as I thought I would, so that's why it's ranking a little bit lower. It's just not my perfect color story, but I love the artwork, I love the theme. Yeah, I think they did a great job. Also, the anatomist in me is like, the skull is slightly inaccurate and that kind of bothers me, but that's just beside the point. Being an osteologist means I'm one of the few people that notices that stuff. So number 8, the next palette in this is gonna be the Solmana 2 palette. I do really like this. I do have a video up with this. Love this color, like the packaging, and I love the theme. It's a really beautiful palette. This one doesn't have any special shades. A lot of the other ones have multi-chromes and duochromes and different kind of textures. This one is just straight up matte metallic, and it is really pretty. I grabbed this a bit during the summer, like spring, summer is when I want to grab this, but other than that, I don't really want to grab it that much. And because it doesn't have any special shades like the others, that's why it got knocked down a little bit. But I do think this is a really beautiful palette and a really pretty color story and worth it. I just have grabbed the other ones and been intrigued by the other ones a little bit more. Again, I like all of these. I bought them all, I like them all. If I didn't like them, I'd get rid of them. The only one at risk is the Norns. The next palette, number 6, is gonna be the Hummingbird palette. So this is with collaboration with the Fancy Face. A lot of these are collaborations this is part of their legendary Diversa collection that they did. I really enjoy this palette. It's very colorful though. I really like the hibiscus shade in theory because it is the color of hibiscus. And as a Mexican person, I grew up eating hibiscus tea, you know. I really like this. It's a really unique color, but it does pull very, very pink on me. I really like these 3 dark mattes and I really like the shimmers. I just don't really grab these shades that often. And it's just very colorful. And I've just been not in the colorful mood lately. I feel like this year has been slowly me turning into a neutrals person or something like this, where I've got like the green sparkle. The green is really starting to pop. This is kind of my everyday makeup right now. So, you know, once a week when I'm filming or just once a week for work, if I feel like doing it, I wear something really bold and colorful, but most days I'm wearing basically this. Okay, so the next palette is going to be one of last year's Christmas palettes. So this is the Merry Christmas palette. These were so hyped. I'm really glad they brought them back this year for people who missed out on them. Although I do think if you've been waiting a year and building the hype up in your mind, they might not live up to the hype. I don't think anything is gonna live up to the hype of a year of wanting it like that. But for people who weren't able to get it last year and wanted to, I'm glad you're able to. I really like this. I think last year's Christmas palettes are way better than this year's. This year's were too pastel and I just didn't really like the color stories, which is why I didn't buy them. But I really like this. I don't really wear red very often, so like these two shades I don't really use. I have used them to try them out. Really love this hot cocoa shade, this like dark red with that's really pretty. I like these greens a lot. I think this is a very interesting color story. And then you've got like a multi-chrome here, you've got a duochrome here, you've got I think a duochrome there. This is a really interesting textured shadow. So I think the reason some of these, this is a duochrome, there's more texture and more interest in them, and texture is something I look for in eyeshadow. So that's why that one got bumped up a little bit more, even though I don't like red and green as a color combo. Okay, so next is going to be another collaboration, and this is another one from the Legendary Diversa set. This is with Judy. So these are discontinued, but I know a lot of people bought them. So reminder to pull them out and use them. I love this. This is a little bit more on like the reds that I wear more often. I've only used this dragon shade once, which is why you can see the imprint still, and none of the other ones you can. But these like this peachy tone, this like kind of peachy red, this dark red, this gray, like, and then you've got these really beautiful greens up here. This is more like the reds that I'm gonna wear. I'm just not like a bright red person or pink person. I just don't enjoy them on my skin tone. But really love these. This multi-chrome is really pretty. This is like a perfect fall palette. It makes me think of like the leaves changing. So I love this. I watched a lot of Judy videos before she did this, and I was really excited that she got to do a collab and like boost and get more of an audience, because so many people were like, oh, I've never heard of her. And I was like, she seems really nice, works really hard. So I was like, she definitely deserved this. I think all of the people they've collabed with really deserve it. I'm very happy that they do a lot of collabs with influencers. I think the influencers deserve it. So we're in the top 4. I don't think these will be a surprise to anybody if you know me. The order they're in might be a slight surprise, so let me know in the comments what you think. The next one is going to be the Stone and Rock palette. I know a lot of people hated this artwork. I don't know why. I like the little rainbow touch on the edge. I think it's like, you know, the earth goddess with the rocks around her. I think it's really pretty. And then the color story is really pretty. It's very much a green palette. I like these greens more than the hella greens. I wonder if they're all magnetic, because then I can maybe mix them around. I actually don't remember. Oden's Eye palettes do sometimes hard pan. This one might be starting to get a little bit of hard pan. Some of these pull a little more blue-green than green-green on me because of my olive undertone, which is why it's not like my absolute favorite. I prefer these kind of like olivey tones, like what I'm wearing, to a blue-green, because they just pull blue and they don't really look green on me at all. Shimmers in here are really pretty. There's a lot of texture. I like this dark sparkly black shade. I've been in the mood. A look that I've done quite a few times lately is a black sparkly smoky eye. So I like having options for that. Do think this is a really beautiful palette. I think this set is the best thing they did all year. Okay, so next is going to be the last Legendary Diversa palette that I have, and is the one with Annette. So this is with Annette's Makeup Corner. I love this palette. I think the packaging is just beautiful, the best of them actually. And the Hella palette might be part of the same collaboration kind of thing. I don't remember if that's part of the Diversa collab, but this is very much a me color story. You've got blues, you've got kind of these murky, like muted purples, and then you've got green tones that are actually gonna look green on me, and then you've got these really beautiful shimmers. It's dark, it's smoky. The multi-chrome is this really beautiful blue, purple, pink thing, gold. This is my favorite of all of the collaboration palettes that they've done. And I just think Annette did a really great job. And I know Annette now. We talk periodically. We did a collaboration video last year, but I bought this way before I knew her personally, but really, really do like this. I think it's the best collab color story they've done. So top 2. The next one is going to be the Jewels and Gems palette. So this came out with the Stone and Rock, and I just like this more. I was slightly more intrigued by this, but I knew when I bought them, I was like, I love green, so I know I'm gonna like that one, but I think I'm more intrigued by this one, and in person I am too. You've got a really beautiful duochrome here, you've got another duochrome here, you've got really sparkly shade. This one is getting a little weird there, but whatever. It's more cool tone, so you've got kind of a gray tone, a blue, this kind of blurble. You've got some rosy tones, a mauve, this darker purple. I just think it's a really interesting color story. It's more exciting than anything else. I think this is the best palette they came out with this year, in my opinion. Obviously, I didn't try all of them, but based on color story and performance, it's my favorite from the year. And then, that means last, but definitely not least, because it's in first place, is the Christmas Eve palette from last year. This is my favorite Oden's eye palette, and I'm really glad that more people are able to buy it this year. It's blues, my favorite color, green, favorite color. You've got kind of an olivey brown. You've got some purple tones in here too, which I really love. You've got some more golden shades, which I really like against my skin tone. This is like, you've got a really cool taupe here. This is like all of my favorite colors in one. I think this is beautiful. I just love this palette so much, and if I had bigger dents in these, I might have bought a backup, but backups are bad if you don't actually need to use it, and I have too many eyeshadow palettes to buy backup eyeshadow palettes. So I think this was my number 1 last year, and it's my number 1 again this year. It's just so good. Okay, so that is my ranking. Let me know what you think. How would you rank these? What are your opinions on them? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I love to talk to y'all in the comments, as always. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. It really, really helps. And I'll see you in my next video.